Dr. Mayank Patange. He'll be speaking on digital marketing tips and tricks for ophthalmologists.
Good morning, everyone. Nice to have you on. We'll try to keep the talk crisp, but it is a very big topic, so we'll try to make it fast as well. I'm Dr. Mayank, and I have a practice in Handwani, Uttarakhand. So we will be seeing why is it important to have self-marketing for an eye surgeon. So there's a changing landscape. The healthcare industry is changing, we all know. It is increasingly becoming competitive, and one must adapt, embrace new techniques to attract patients in a crowded marketplace. Moreover, the patients themselves are now empowered. They have all the technical tools, mobiles, where they can see and or get all the information. Therefore, it's more important for the eye surgeons to communicate to the patients through those technologies. And professional visibility in a market which is now getting crowded is also very important to get reference and have a collaborative opportunities. Before we start, we should have a brief understanding of the medical ethics, because it's very important to discuss the balance between the self-promotion and maintaining the integrity and ethics expected by a medical profession, understand all the regulatory guidelines, and not only that, it improves the patient trust and gives you a positive reputation of being an ethical marketing person. It helps us improve the patient-surgeon relationship. Even the patient, even before reaching your office, develops initial perception of the surgeon, and it sets a stage for a stronger surgeon-patient relationship even before the patient is with you. So it is very important that you have very good impression to the patient before he reaches you. There are various communication channels we all know in social media and in websites, and marketing not only helps us gain new patients but also retain the patients which we have by ongoing engagements and various education programs. The competitive advantages which marketing gives us, that it is able to differentiate our practice from the next practice or next competing practice. We need to do some SWOT analysis so that we can understand our techniques better. SWOT analysis is something like strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats analysis, where we have to see what are the advantages, advanced technologies which we have, specialized expertise, and a focus of patient care as key strengths. Whereas there could be weaknesses in a big practice where there could be long wait times, limited services offerings, or an outdated facility which needs to be understood before we start our evaluation. Also, to seek various opportunities in telemedicine, community outreach programs, and develop niche eye care services which can impact our practices. Moreover, the threats would be changing reimbursement policies, competitive market entrants, new corporate setups, economic downturns, which could potentially be potential threats, and they need to be addressed proactively. As to regards digital marketing, most important is website optimization. Each surgeon should have their websites which should be professional and user-friendly, because it is like a digital business card. We all have our visiting cards, and so this is a digital business card which the patient can access, and this is a resource for the patient information as well. There are various search engine optimization strategies to improve your online visibility and attract patients to your practices, and various social media engagements like we all know on YouTubes and other Instagrams, and making good content is this important point, where we have to continuously post short videos, short blogs, informations. They could be storytelling, and all these things lead to establishment of the surgeon as an authority in the practice, and helps in his own self-branding. This also leads to professional networking. If we have a meeting like this today, we are all getting networked better, and today and tomorrow we'll easily be able to refer to our patients to each other. We can develop stronger patient reference programs and have better community development. We have traditional marketing techniques, which includes your billboards and print ads, radio things. But as of now, digital marketing is the more important tool which we should all leverage. And the important thing is how to develop a personal brand for an eye surgeon. The personal branding is important because it is to differentiate. The first thing, differentiation between you and your competitor is important, and it creates a memorable identity with the patient. Branding messages should be clear, consistent, and available so that patients can join your branding messages to you. And vision identity, logo, color schemes, imagery that reflects the surgeon's professional persona. Moreover, those are positive parts, but we also need to have our online reputation management team ready, where we have to assess all the patient reviews, which may or may not have a negative, positive or negative feedback. So preparing for any negative publicity or patient dissatisfaction in a way that it minimizes the damages to the patient's reputation. Online monitoring tools, which can give you surgical footprint, digital footprint, and respond to such threats in timely and professional manner. The approach should be patient-centric, and patients should be your key point of your marketing, so that it builds a better surgeon brand and foster patient loyalty. Service, as we had all heard Dr. Rao speaking regarding 3 important things which he thinks is very important: getting the patients inside by the doctors, water, cold water, and excellent service, and patient communication, which is very important, and it is a continuous learning process. So professional development, getting to come to various conferences, learning new techniques, technologies, meeting new people, establishing feedback loops, whereas you can get positive as well as negative feeds, and adapting to newest variants, newer strategies like other competing brands coming into the market is very important. And most importantly, or after this, we need to see if what we have been doing is actually important and coming back to you. So there could be various key performance indicators which can measure the success of your efforts in your practice. There could be analytical and tracking tools, and cost-benefit analysis of your various attempts. Patient testimonials, we all know Google reviews and various reviews in Facebook and other things are very important. They should be ethically solicited, and these endorsements are very important. Market surveys, market reviews, even these reviews from Google and other give you a professional dashboard where you can see how have you been engaging with your patients. And last but most important is word of mouth impact, where word of mouth referral is known to be the best marketing tool we know. And not only that, how do we amplify that? How do we facilitate it and make the experiences better? We should be thinking about that part. And thank you for the small.
Dr. Mayank, a very important and relevant topic. Just 2 comments because we're like on time also. So how do you measure, what are the measurable analyticals you use? And second, because I also look after comms, communications at the Shroff Network. The other thing that we face occasionally a challenge is social media consent. So how do you address these 2 things?
Social media, after getting your reviews, if you have a positive review, you should be highlighting those reviews in your various websites and Instagrams.
What's the consent you follow?
Consent for?
Before you take a patient's, do you have a social media consent, or do you
no,
part of your?
The Google Media team is how we go through it. Google reviews.
And what are the measurable analyticals? How do you know which is working, which is not?
So for analysis, like there was a option of a professional dashboard if you which is available in various platforms, which can give you how have your account been working,
So is
and
it the likes that you take? Because
So-
people could just read and not like.
that's true. So like engagements are there, how much callbacks you get back. So, ma'am.
Practitioner and a competitive world itself. So some people just troll your website.
That's
I
true.
mean the private practitioner. So how do you manage that? Because you will get n number of negative reviews in one day, and then your rating goes down drastically. So
Yeah, so I was just discussing that about negative publicity as well. So if it is a malicious one which you are talking about, you can actually raise a complaint to the Google thing, and
takes a lot of
it
time.
does take time.
And then you have to be persistent, like you report it, still it will be there on your website for like 10 to 15 days.
It
It
would
took
be.
us 2 weeks once to get
Yeah.
something down, which was just like a very irrelevant one, which was very personalized.
That's true.
The person had a
Those are the positive and negative part of the
But it is
social
being
media.
used increasingly by the competitors. I would say this is kind of unethical marketing, negative marketing.
Definitely, I
So
agree to
I
that.
think that also, these rules also need to be formulated by our
I mean, you could have
organizing
somebody,
committee.
I totally agree with Dr. Pallavi. You could have somebody, we had somebody called a local guide who had never visited the hospital even within 5 kilometers, and he posted a review. I mean, X, Y, Z maybe told him to, I don't want to get into that,
Yeah.
but similar. So,
Someone planted by your
Yeah,
competitors.
whatever. I
That's
mean,
true.
That means increasingly common.
I mean, somebody who really didn't experience patient clinical care.
Those when malicious intent is always there, and it is there.
It's important to have the consent in place and other things, because
I
this will
understand.
eventually become an important tool for,
Yes, it
as
will.
Dr. Pallavi said, to either brand you or not.
Yes, those are important concerns of malicious branding.
How do you go about for consent?
But,
sir? We didn't
So
get that.
we have a
We have to
consent
have,
when, as soon as the OPD
we have to
patient
keep
comes
on
in,
working on
it's
that. I
within that, and
assume
we tell
if
them
you have
that we could
malicious
use it for our social
wrong entry in your
yeah, we have
website
that. If they
or
say no,
Google
then
page,
don't use that.
maybe you
Because
can
it's not
try
possible
to
to
get
get
more
consent after the
positive
OPD.
reviews so that it can at least get submerged
We learned that, Kalini.
with positive reviews.
We have to also engage people for positive reviews. I mean,
That's
then it doesn't go
it is not very
naturally,
easy to-
you know. Our patients give positive feedbacks, but the amount of negative feedback, I mean, it's like trolling. So
It's
if
trolling.
you are a upcoming center and you're doing good work, people around you
Definitely,
get jealous, and especially if you're not engaging the optical shops and other things, they are the first people who will pull you down. And by word of mouth, positive publicity, and negative also on those optical shops, because 90% of our patients, they will first go to the optical shop and get the pair of glasses, then
and-
they will go to, you know, if they are not satisfied there, then they will come.
The optical shops themselves are working as a commission agents.
That's what.
So their personal interest is also what comes into the
So
factor.
actually, what I feel is social marketing should have some responsibility also,
Definitely.
and some guidelines should be formed. And this area is very new, upcoming, and it should be tread with responsibility.
that's why I was talking about medical ethics and
Sorry,
that is
sorry
the-
to interrupt, but we have the session to be over at 11. So, so from site to